Hello YouTubers, and I'm back, and today I have 3 videos for you in one. I have 2 video responses and a mini pickup. So yes, 3 for 1. I improved upon the last video, that was 2 for 1, now it's 3 for 1, so you can't argue with that, can you? But first of all, let's have a little special introduction to my guest. You going to say hello, Caitlin?
Hello.
Hello. And what are you playing on the telly? And what's your land called? Caitlin...
Jungle Land?
I thought you called it Caitlin Treat Land.
Well, it's a tree because it's a jungle instead.
Oh, okay then. Oh, okay then, Caitlin. Well done.
Like a treat when you bring someone something.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, no doubt Caitlin will make some input throughout the video like she normally does.
I made a new land today.
You did make a new land today. I know people can see it in the background. Well, you can play it so they can see it in the background. Okay, so video responses first of all was to Vida Gaming. I'll leave a link to his channel. He's a very decent guy. And his questions were, what are your 2 most embarrassing moments? Yeah.
Everything.
Everything. That's about right. Yeah, everything's embarrassing for me, isn't it, Caitlin?
I got it right.
Yeah, that's about right. I had to think about this, and yeah, quite got a couple of embarrassing stories to share, really. First was about 10 years ago, before I met my good wife. I met my good wife about 8 years ago. But before that, I was in another long-term relationship. My girlfriend... I had a girlfriend, that's right. She had short dark hair, and one day we went to her cousin's party. Her cousin's gay, and he's with this long-term partner, and around the party was some male gay friends and so forth. So you know, no big deal really. Anyway, throughout the night, I was slightly intoxicated, I suppose. I went up behind my girlfriend who was bending over getting something, and I just put my hand on her back and said, "Are you right there, love?" Only it wasn't my girlfriend, it was a bloke at this party who had a black top like my girlfriend.
So that means it's a bloke.
A gay bloke. So I almost got chatted someone up by accident at that party. So
why are you talking about marrying?
I'm happy with my sexuality. I know I wasn't. It was an accident, honest.
With marrying.
Yeah, anyway. So that's one of the first ones that come to mind. The next embarrassing story is somewhat worse. So if you want to skip the next minute or so, by all means, I don't blame you. Basically, it's related to what happens to us blokes when we get to a certain age, when we get to about 40. And you know, anyone who's my age will know where I'm going now with this conversation. When you go to a doctor's for checkups, and they get you to put you in the sort of a fetal baby position, and you know, they do their check for prostate cancer, basically. And you know, they stick their hands up your doodah, blah blah blah, and you know, I know, very uncomfortable, makes your eyes water, doesn't it? Well, anyway, a couple of years ago, I had one of those checkups, you know, eye watering. And was like a internal hemorrhoid, which they operated on later and removed, and that was all fine. But one of the follow-up appointments is that they have to basically give you an enema. Yeah, so they put you in a baby position, stick you in an enema so they can stick a camera up your doodah again. Yeah, so when you're in that position and you have an enema, it all comes out. You felt the nurses. Lovely. So, for women out there who've had various other checks and, you know, gone through childbirth and stuff, this is probably nothing. But for us blokes, that's a bloody big deal. And it was for me. Anyway, yeah. So that's my 2 embarrassing stories out of the way. The next video response was to Roaming Dan, and he asked, what are my 5 favourite games? And I replied back to them saying, oh, that's really, really challenging. That really is. I was trying to get my head around that, because anyone who knows me and my channel, I've got loads of games. I've got over about 4,000, probably about 4,000, 4,500 now games, I suppose. Who knows? But yeah, so it's really difficult to choose just 5 out of that. And so what I've gone for, instead of choosing my 5 ultimate games, which I would it's ever changing. I've just gone for ones that have I like, but also are rather nostalgic to me. So it's not quite my go-to games, but games that have a lot of meaning to me. And I think those games would have to be from the PS1 more than anything else, because in the mid-90s I got back into gaming. When I was a kid I used to play the Atari 2600. My mum and dad had one of those, and I used to play a lot of the old Pac-Man and so forth, which is the worst port on that, by the way. But lots of old games on that I used to. But I hadn't really played too much of it up until I got my PS1. I had a few of the Game & Watch handhelds, and my brother had the old Mega Drive or Genesis, but I never really got into it too much when I was in my teenage years. But anyway, in the mid-90s I got myself a PS1 when I was a student, and bought my first lot of games, and I love those games, I really do. It was Tomb Raider, brilliant game, brilliant music, iconic soundtrack. Alien Trilogy, graphics are a bit dated by today's standards, but it's still a bloody good game and quite difficult. I had to create lots of maps and so forth to, it's rather tactical it was, because you have limited supplies to get through to the end of the level really. So you have to really work out where to go, where to avoid, and which crates to open and which not to, so you can really conserve your ammo. So it's a bit of a tactical game that was. I enjoyed that a lot though. Other games, Resident Evil Director's Cut, classic, and Wipeout 2097. The music on Wipeout 2097, I think that's right, it was 2047, I think it's 2097 actually. The Wipeout game, Prodigy, Firestarter, playing this space age flying racing game, it was superb. And that epitomises a lot to me. That's the 90s. I love the 90s. I mean, it's my favourite decade really, and so my favourite games are those. Although I must say, the game I'm playing right now, which is a recommendation from Roaming Dan, was this one here, Shining Force: Resurrection of Darkness. I'm playing that on my game DS Lite, and I'm really loving it.
Do you know who made Minecraft?
Who invented Minecraft? A company from Django, I think it was, and I think they've been bought out by Microsoft for millions and millions of pounds, because whoever made Minecraft is a multi-millionaire.
He's amazing.
Yeah, that's who made Minecraft. A very, 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 very rich man. Or woman. Or both. Yeah. Okay, alright, that's my video responses. Yep, that's complete, isn't it? Next is pickups. Yeah, part 3 of a video. Yeah, I've got a few goodies. I did say in my last video that I'm waiting for something really expensive to come in, and that's been shipped, but it's not arrived, so I'll show it to you in my next video.
You were going to do cut.
No, just do it all in one go.
Oh.
Okay. So I've got some PSP titles. Ones are on my list. Crash of the Titans, got that from CEX for about £6. Can't beat Crash. World Tour Soccer, it's a soccer title for PSP. It's 25p, so why not? Okay, a Hudson game. I like to pick up the Hudson games, and this is Sports Island. I already have Sports Island 2 on the Wii, and this is the first one. I think that was about £3 that was from Cash Converters, I think it was. Next one was a bit more expensive. This was about, well, I had about store credit, so I got this for about £4 after store credit. And it's Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi or Tenkachi or whatever, however you pronounce it. Tenkachi! That sounds like better, doesn't it? Yeah, that's for part of my Dragon Ball collection. ATV Off-Road Fury 4. This actually looks really good in terms of graphics and gameplay. This was about £2 from CX again. This was about the same money too. Test Drive Unlimited. This looks like Drive Club, but obviously on the PS2. It's by Atari. Again, you sort of drive over. Is it North America or something like that? I think it's something like that. It is. So that looks good. PS3 title. For the Angels Sacred 2. I have Sacred 3 on the. Is it the PS3 or PS4? I can't remember. I've got the other one in the title. I wanted this one. This was about £6 from CX. Battlefield 4. It's got the DLC and stuff. It's about £15. Not the cheapest of games, but it is a good title. Okay, this is an interesting puzzle game. It's got fantasy elements. It's Puzzle Quest. And if you look at the pictures and artwork there, it's, you know, involves a bit of almost like RPG storylining with puzzle game. So yeah, that wasn't a lot of money. I think that's about £4 from CX. This one, it's a bit more pricey. It's £10, but it's GameCube, and it's Sonic Mega Collection. This came out as Sonic Mega Collection Plus on the Xbox and the PS2 with a few additional games. I think you got some Game Gear games on those versions, but this one is the one that came out for original GameCube. Good to have Sonic on the GameCube. And now moving on to my other games. My next lots of games are all RPGs. And consequently, especially in this case, we're a little bit more pricey than the other games. So firstly first, that's good English, isn't it? Turning to PS1. Complete with the map is The Adventures of Alundra. I got this plus Alundra 2, all complete. They were about £26 per pair. So for those two games, I thought it was not a bad price really. All complete with all the, like I say, all the maps and map and 2 manuals and so forth. So yeah, happy to have that for a collection. Some classic RPGs. And moving from that, Alundra to Fire Emblem. On a Game Boy Advance, all complete. This is like the American version, but it is the Nintendo cart. I've taken it apart, double checked it and stuff. It comes all with a manual and paperwork and everything in the original box. This was about £18. This was. I got it from someone in London. So yeah, not a bad price really. This next one was about £25. It's a UK edition of Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones. Again, I got that from an eBay in England. All boxed and complete. Again, I've checked the cart. It's a proper original cart. It was all the paperwork. It's even got a little mini poster for Fire Emblem Radiance. So yeah, a GameCube game. So yeah, happy to have that too for a collection. And last but not least, I only thought there was 2 Shining Force games. No, I only thought there was 2 Shining Force games on the Saturn, but there was actually a third, which I came across, and I was looking for a sort of a cheapish copy, and I was lucky. A retail shop through Amazon was selling the UK copy for £35, and which is a good price for this particular title. This can easily go for double that. And it is Shining Wisdom on the Sega Saturn, all complete with a manual. Like I said, this is for a European copy, so it's in English on the back as well as the other European languages. The disc is in all good condition. The box is in a good condition, I would say. So yeah, happy to have that for my Shining collection. So currently I've got 2 Shining games at the moment, although I am looking out for more, and the other 2 Shining Force games are very, very expensive on the game. Not more expensive than this, which I will get at some point. So it's just looking for the best deal on those really more than anything else. But yeah, happy to have another game for a Saturn, an RPG. I haven't got. This is probably the first or second RPG I've got. This one plays a little bit differently to a lot of the Shining Force games. This is more like a Zelda type clone, as opposed to that being a traditional tactical RPG. So it plays a little bit differently, but it's still, you know, overall it's still a good game. It's not as good as the other 2 Saturn games I've read, but it's still, you know, it's still worthy of picking up and having it as part of your collection. So that's it, guys. That's all my pickups for now, and so by all means leave comments, like, subscribe, and until next time, take care. Bye bye. Oh, before I forget, Caitlin, do you want to say goodbye?
Bye bye.
Bye.